Hello everyone, you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Achidi Jonathan, a student of Muni University, pursuing Bachelor of Science with Education Computer Studies option. Muni University is one of the public universities in Uganda, and it is one of the degree awarding institutions in the country. It is located in Arua City, Arua District, West Nile Sub-region, and in the northern part of Uganda. It sits adjacent and immediately north of Muni National Teachers College. Muni University is estimated to be about 3 kilometers, that is by road, southeast of the city. Video, I am going to describe the dominant weather conditions experienced around the campus, explain the impacts of weather on human activities within and around the campus, and state and relate how the daily weather affects the ways of life of the students, including I myself, how the daily weather affects us, the students of the mighty university. The region experiences a tropical climate with distinct wet and dry seasons. Looking at the wet season, typically the wet season occurs from April to the month of October, with peak rainfall months being in the months of May, June, July. During these periods, the region experiences very high amount of rainfall. The humidity levels are generally high. When we talk about humidity, we are talking about the amount of moisture in air. So the amount of moisture in the air during the wet season is generally high, and temperatures during this season are lower compared to the dry season. And now looking at the dry season in this area spans from the month of November to March, and it's characterized by low rainfall amounts and drier conditions. And you realize in this area the hottest months are actually the January and February. They are really the hottest and dry, experiencing very little or even no rainfall, with the vegetation cover becoming very minimal, becoming less. Shrubs and grasses tend to wither up and dry in this period, especially in the month of January and February. Generally, looking at temperature, Arua experiences warm and hot temperatures throughout the year. The average annual temperature is usually ranging from 26 to about 30 degrees Celsius and 79 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. However, temperatures do occasionally exceed even 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit during the hottest months, especially the month of January and February. As I said earlier on, impacts of weather on the human activities around and within the campus are: one, agriculture and farming. This is highly influenced. Most of the agricultural activities here are dependent on the natural rainfall, the wet season. You'll find in the season we have a lot of preparation of the land, a lot of farming activities, grazing and so on, unlike in the dry seasons where there is mostly harvesting and so on, where the periods of December, January, February. Transportation is highly affected in the wet seasons, the seasons which we are currently now characterized by heavy downpours. You find the roads are muddy, a lot of potholes, so people do not easily move. If the reasons are not that sensitive ones, they sit back inside and engage in other things. We have outdoor activities, recreational activities, sports, partying, clubbing, and so on. People do not easily move in the wet seasons. In the wet seasons, which in which we are currently now, May, June, characterized by heavy downpours. These activities are minimal, like partying and so on. Energy consumption, this one basically is from within the university. You'll find in the dry seasons, temperatures are really high. They go up to 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Sometimes occasionally it goes up to 35 degrees Celsius, really high temperatures. So a lot of power is needed to minimize the room temperatures, especially from within the campus here. Refrigerators are used, air conditioning units, fans, and so on, unlike in the wet season, where power consumption is minimal. We have health and well-being. Health and well-being is more direct. In this current season, there is a lot of rains and so on. May, June, July, and so on. A lot of breeding of mosquitoes and the mosquito-related illnesses crop up. We have waterborne diseases and so on, which are minimal in the dry season, the periods of December, January, February. These ones are minimal there. Academic activities are also influenced as well. You'll find when it rains heavily, we have a nearby river here. Students find it hard to cross to the university, especially the ones who live on the other side, into absenteeism in class and so on and so forth. Let's look at the influences of the weather on the students, how the weather activities impact the students. We have one, commuting, which I just mentioned, movement from wherever the students are residing to the campus premises. During heavy rains, it is very hard, meaning missing of lessons and so on is very common, unlike in the dry season. We have clothing, the choice of the dressing and the code modification. Actually, during the wet season, the students normally put on the jackets, caps, hoods, and so on, just to regulate that temperature within themselves. We have outdoor activities, like sports and so on. It is also greatly influenced. Concentration and mood, you find on cloudy days, students find it hard to concentrate. They are moody, they are not motivated to learn, they are just kind of dormant. Study environments, you'll find a lot of places outside where students can sit, relax, enjoy fresh air, but in rainy season it is very hard. Students have to be confined since the weather is not favorable. Most times it is raining, they have to be confined. Extracurricular activities and so on, these are greatly affected, and so many more others. So with all these, this comes to the end of the video. It is therefore very important to be aware and informed of the weather conditions of the area, so that we plan our activities and we are not so much affected or moved by the weather conditions. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button. I so much appreciate your time. I know you like the video already. Thank you.